All right. Welcome in, everybody. We have some stuff to talk about. It is Good Morning Disney, the Saturday version. The Mandalorian reaction and review. Had a little trouble with my thumbnail. Sorry, we're a little late, but I gave up on it because I wanted to get here. I want to talk to you guys, and she wants to talk to you guys. We had, what was it, episode 14? Let me see.
Yes, 14. That's it.
I think it was episode 14. Yep, The Tragedy. Season 2 of The Mandalorian. One of the best ever.
Yes, definitely.
have been excited. You have been excited. It looks like we've got a little spaceship floating. Huh, look at that. That's the one of the suns. Anyway, whatever.
Sunshine on the computer and casting a
Sunshine
shadow.
on the computer. Anyway, let's say hi to who's here. Bloomin' Cheese in the house. Good morning to you, Francisco. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member, my friend. Appreciate you being here. Tina McNeil, same to you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Watching. Always watching, she says. My mom is here. Your grandma's here. Mar in Memphis. We're gonna talk about Mar here in a second. Alyssa's in the house. What's going on? Welcome in, everybody. Glad you're here. Who else am I missing? A whole lot of people in here. Moments in the Magic's here. Katrina's here. Candy Mom's here. Are we? Oh, we have a celebrity with Jeff. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Mar says, okay, let's get this review going. I'm anxious to hear everything Reagan has to say. So when we were at class yesterday, you were in, she's in my astronomy class, and then she has another class, and I was doing something else. And in between those classes, I checked my Instagram. Now, some people by that time have already seen The Mandalorian. And I got a hint from Mar. She said it's very sad at the end. I'm like, oh, I'm not reading anything else the rest of the day. I put it away. But she was saying how excited she was and is to hear your take. So do you want me to go through the plot and you tell us how you feel about it? Or do you want, I mean, that's probably the best way. Otherwise you'll just go off, right? Or what are your thoughts? You want to do it that way?
I say we cover it from the very beginning. So yeah.
Chapter 14, The Tragedy. So 6th episode of the 2nd season of The Mandalorian, written by Jon Favreau, as we all know, came out yesterday. We saw a lot of neat stuff. Boba Fett's back.
Yes, he
Moff
is.
Gideon's there. We got Cara Dune, who's my favorite. The Mandalorian arrives with Grogu, other known as Baby Yoda.
So cute.
Right? Oh, I'm way behind in chat, guys. I apologize. Let me catch up here, see if anything's going on. Moments of the Magic in the House, Katrina. I think I said hi to you guys. Yeah, I did. Eventually with BP, what's going on? Can I just say, really? Come on. Uh-oh. Like, I don't know what you mean. What do you mean? I came to see Reagan. I'm avoiding spoilers. Okay, well, and that's the thing I wanted to say right at the beginning here, and we're already a few minutes in. If you haven't seen it yet, it's probably time to go.
Yeah, because we're going to be spoiling it for anyone else.
And I don't want to spoil it. So, Candy Mom, I mean, I want you to stay. I want everybody to stay, but I don't want to be the people who spoil it for you. So,
unless you want us to.
You basically got like 10 more seconds to hang out. You can come back and watch the replay if you want. Reagan's got some opinions, but it's going to give away some stuff. I've got some opinions too, but I'm going to listen to her first. So.
And I have a theory about what's going to happen next.
Oh my gosh. She asked me a bunch. Can I tell my theory? Yeah, we'll get through this in the next like 15 minutes and then you can say whatever you want, of course. Here we go. Last chance for you to go. It's time. We're going to talk about the plot of yesterday's show. All right. The Mandalorian arrives with Grogu on Tython. I hope I'm saying that right.
Yeah, and I just wanted to point out, he said Grogu twice just so he could see him tilt his head. He went, Grogu, Grogu,
It was pretty fun, right?
Yes,
you like seeing
adorable.
him react to that. I like that too.
Yeah, it was adorable.
I don't know. They do. It's a pretty cute little character. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah,
okay, so they arrive on Tython. I hope that's said right. And find the ancient temple on top of the mountain, which looked a lot like a henge to me. All the famous henges.
Like a giant thing of Stonehenge.
Exactly. He places Grogu, Baby Yoda, at the center so that he may choose his path. Now, at this moment, I was already thinking, wow, that was fast. I thought it was going to take a couple episodes to find it. I thought it would be a whole quest to get there.
Yeah, I agree, but they do kind of have to wrap up the season.
I guess they do, because they did. Grogu's
2 more episodes for it.
Grogu starts meditating, and a protective force field appears around him. So last night after dinner, I was trying to watch this movie, right? And the family got loud, and I tried to meditate and get a force field around him. Around me. Didn't work. All right, back to us. Boba Fett arrives with the mercenary Fennec Shand. I thought she was dead, and I remember saying, I thought she was dead. I was a little tired. I'm watching it with my favorite people. I'm like, isn't she dead? I felt dumb.
Yeah, but at the end of that episode with Fennec, they showed someone walking towards her body, or at least her, because she was left for dead, but she didn't die.
No, there you go. Whose life he saved on Tatooine. Boba Fett.
Both, yes.
Who I'm freaking excited about, by the way.
Super cool character.
Exactly. Following a tense confrontation, the Mandalorian agrees to trade the armor for the safety of Grogu.
Yes, he does.
It was his anyway, right?
Yeah, but he didn't know that till the very end of the episode.
Katrina says, I can't wait to pick Reagan's brain. I thought that too. Stonehenge, yes. Oh, the most famous henges. All right. Following a tense confrontation, I said that right. 2 shuttles arrive. I don't know why I put up this. This is 3. Let's try that again. 2 shuttles arrive. I don't know what that's about. Disgorging stormtroopers who attempt to capture Grogu. That means a bunch of stormtroopers ran out. Now, the good news at this point, right, is that they're only stormtroopers. They can't shoot. The bad news is there's 30,000 of them. Or maybe not 30,000, but there's a whole bunch.
At least 20.
Yeah.
Maybe 10.
And Grogu's taking a nap.
Well, yeah, if he uses too much of his force powers, he gets exhausted.
So
he's still learning how to use it.
At this point, were you worried, or you figured Mando's going to take care of business like I did, or what?
I figured Mando was going to take care of it, but, well, it gets a little crazy.
All right. We're good. Honoring their agreement, Fett, Shand, Mulan, and the Mandalorian join forces to take care of the advancing stormtroopers. They inflict heavy casualties. Moff Gideon, the super scary, awesome dude from Breaking Bad, is on my wall right there. Anyway, where did I go? Arrives in an Imperial Star Cruiser and destroys the Mandalorian ship Razor Crest. Now we're jumping into this pretty fast.
Yeah, that happened.
Mando's Boba Fett's flying up there and he's like, "Hey, the Empire's back." They're like, "No, the Empire's not back." And he's like, "Hey, I'm looking at it with my own eyes.
I'm seeing the Imperial Star Destroyer with my own eyes."
That was a pretty big deal, right?
Yeah, because that I did not see coming.
I thought we might grow to it, you know. I thought that maybe the Empire was still around, but they didn't have like the big ships and stuff. But whatever.
Yeah, so that's making me nervous about how they're going to take the next episode.
Okay, so Moff Gideon arrives in an Imperial Star Cruiser and destroys the Mandalorian's ship Razor Crest from way up in the sky.
Yeah, so that thing has some powerful cannons.
And the Razor Crest is gonzo.
Yeah, so that's a problem.
Yeah, right? I don't know.
That's his
I don't like
ship,
that part.
That's his home. That he basically everything was destroyed, so he's in trouble.
And it's about to get worse.
Yes, it is.
Where did it go? The Mandalorian Okay, so where did I go? I lost it. Gideon sends out 4 robotic dark troopers, who are pretty cool looking, who kidnap Grogu and take him aboard their cruiser before taking off. Fett and Shand agree to help the Mandalorian save Grogu to honor their debt. The Mandalorian seeks... All right, anyway, so let's talk about that. So were you surprised that Boba Fett and Shand just decided, all right, we're on your team now because...
No, actually, because Boba Fett promised that if Mando gives him back Jango Fett's, his father's armor, he would ensure the safety of both Mando and Baby Yoda. And if there's one thing I know about Jango Fett, he may have been a bounty hunter, but he was a man of his word, so he no doubt taught his son that too. And fun fact, Jango Fett is a foundling, or was one.
Which is a fancy word for he was once young and someone took him.
He was raised by the same people that Mando was raised as.
Yeah. Disney blog in the house. A lot that didn't look like it was filmed on a soundstage. Yeah, I've got some comments on that here in a minute. The stormtroopers were shooting. I like the rolling stone smashing the cannon.
I like that too.
Did you? Okay.
That was crazy. Awesome.
Dreamer Deborah in the house. Hey, Dreamer Deborah, what's going on? Wait, new logo set in the future. New Lego set. So we're almost done with this. I've got some thoughts on this part that you're probably going to differ from yours. That's just the way it goes. The Mandalorian seeks the now Marshal Cara Dune. Wants her help in breaking out the criminal Mayfield in order to track Gideon's cruiser and rescue Grogu. Now, I'm excited about this because I like Mayfield. Mayfield played by Bill Burr. Bill Burr's hilarious. One of my favorite comedians. Totally hilarious. I love that guy. Also a character in one of my favorite shows, Breaking Bad. I go like that because I got my Breaking Bad shrine over there. Love this character. Loved his character in Breaking Bad. Loved the actor. Mayfield was the head honcho in the Escape episode that I really enjoyed that episode last year. So I'm excited about that. Okay. Where'd I go? Mayfield, in order to track Gideon's cruiser and rescue Grogu, impressed that with Grogu's force powers, Gideon informs Dr. Pershing that the midi-chlorian donor is available. All right, so Baby Yoda is on the lam. Baby Yoda was captured in the end scene. Little cute Baby Yoda so pretty hilarious, right? bing, bang, boom. He's playing.
Yeah, he went all force powers on those stormtroopers.
He went all force powers on those stormtroopers, which I don't quite understand why he's doing to them and not Gideon and the other ones, but whatever.
Well, he was busy fighting off the stormtroopers to keep them from touching him, and he was exhausted when Gideon walked in.
And then he takes a nap, and they put on the shackles.
Technically, they stun him. Just saying.
Now, this is the part, and I haven't shared with her what I think too much. I want her to go before I ruin any of it. Go. What'd you think of the episode? You loved it? You hated it?
I loved it, but I didn't like the Baby Yoda got caught.
Okay.
I just didn't like that.
Yeah. Tell me more.
I thought it was really funny how in the beginning Mando just kept saying Grogu just to see him tilt his head and go, huh? I just love that scene.
You did like it. You mentioned that a lot. You liked the way he used his name to get his attention, and he had fun. And
yeah, and I also liked how Mando knew that if he did reach out through the Force and try to find a new Jedi, then technically speaking, he would be honor bound to return, and he wanted to explain that to him to make sure Grogu didn't feel like Mando abandoned him or anything. That means he cares.
So you loved the episode?
Yes. Could have been better on the whole Baby Yoda getting kidnapped, but hey, I'm not sure anyone likes that.
How did they have shackles small enough for the child? So here's the thing. I love The Mandalorian. I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it. I love it. It's like one of my favorite things in entertainment right now by far. I love it. Love it. I love this episode.
Well, it's good for different reasons than usual, though.
Can I tell you why I didn't like it as much as you did?
Why?
So, Mom in the chat says it looked like Chatsworth to me. Chatsworth is an area in the basic LA world where they film a lot of TV shows, MASH and stuff like that. I think of the old, what was the Alien movie with the two little kids? They did a remake of it with The Rock.
Witch Mountain?
Yes, Witch Mountain. This episode reminded me very much of the Witch Mountain movies. This episode was not written nor directed by Dave Filoni. It was directed by some guy I never heard of, and it was written by Jon Favreau. I love Jon Favreau. Happy from the Marvel world. He's done a lot of good stuff, but he does some corny stuff now and then. Lion King remake, stuff like that. This episode was corny.
It was good, in my opinion.
It was corny. So, The Rock rolling down the hill was very Swiss Family Robinson from 1950s. There was no sound stages. I think somebody mentioned in chat, it was rough. It was rough. Even the dialogue was rough. The speed at which we moved the story forward was insanely rough, in my opinion. Cara Dune is like my favorite character. I love her. I love that actress. I love this character. The conversation they had back and forth. Well, you're going straight now. Yeah, I got to follow the rules now. I could have wrote that.
Sound like her. I
could have wrote that in the 4th grade.
I kind of agree with you. That conversation.
It was rough.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, there were a few rough patches.
And I could keep going. Let's just jump to the end now. So Baby Yoda's playing. He's juggling stormtroopers and banging them against the wall. And it's pretty funny, right? It's pretty funny. I like it. It's a huge leap in what we've seen his powers to be. And then a couple more come in, and Moff Gideon comes in, and he just gets tired and takes a nap right then and there.
Well, he's been juggling stormtroopers for who knows how long. And
you can't go from having that much power to, oh my gosh, I'm totally helpless that quick and not have me go, what? I get it.
I do agree with you.
I get it. He gets tired, but that's perfect timing. And he puts the dark saber in his face, and I don't know. It was a little rough. I didn't enjoy the writing. Now that I think
about it, that just doesn't make sense in my opinion.
I'm excited for where we're going. I figured that Moff Gideon was going to get him at some point. Or, hey, Corner Sports, what's going on? Tell me, hey, one stop mouse, what's going on? You don't know Robert, right? No, I don't. I know it's Robert Rodriguez. Should I know Robert Rodriguez? I don't know. So I don't know. I was disappointed, and I haven't said that to you until now because I wanted to save it for our show. One of the neat things about having a show like this is we get to share our thoughts. I did love it. I enjoyed my time. If this is episode 1, though, this is the first episode, I'm not down with this show. I'm gonna give me some more Dave Filoni. I think he writes a better story. I think he directs a better show. I think he keeps it real. And what I mean by keeping it real is keeping it within the George Lucas Star Wars idea. But no, I didn't like this one that much.
Yeah, now that I think about it, there were quite a few rough.
I mean, you don't have to have my opinion.
But I am just saying, now that you mention it, I do agree with you. There were a few areas that didn't quite make sense.
We didn't know. I didn't realize she was dead. Maybe I missed something. But all of a sudden, she's there with.
Well, we never did see her die. We just saw her got shot.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
And we did see someone approach her at the end of the episode when they first introduced her. So
it just seemed rough to me. But I'm still excited for the next one. I'm excited. Now I'm intrigued. You guys asked me if I didn't know who. Okay, so let me see who this director is. You're not going to care as much as I am, but directed by Robert Rodriguez. Let's pull it up. Born from Mexico. His home is in Texas, like that. Films El Mariachi, Sin City. Yeah, I don't like that. Ventures. He was involved with he co-directed Sin City, which I thought was weird. He also directed the Spy Kids films, of course. You guys love the Spy Kids films.
The Spy Kids films. I practically grew up watching
those. I didn't. Okay, Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Oh, I love that movie.
So look at that. I would say to you, as much as they love those, her and her older sister love those movies, I would say those are very Escape Like Witch Mountain style level shows. So I don't know. I think we need to step it up and get back to some Dave Filoni. Yeah, there were a couple perfectly bad timing issues. There were, Tina. I agree. Katrina saying hi to Tommy. He burned out, says Mara. Yeah, I don't know. So as an overall thing, I'm still very excited. You want to grab him? As it's not like I'm going to quit on the show or anything, because, 'tis the season for
be jolly.
This is actually not Baby Yoda. This is, I don't know, is
actual Yoda,
some kind of relative. And we said
the same kind. We don't know if they're relatives.
Yeah. Well, they got to be relative. I mean, I guess they don't have to be relatives, same species. But I think I will give it a chance. But I did not love it as much as you guys did. I just did not. I think that the mountain scene was rough. I think that it was thought it was poorly acted. And that's what I think. But overall, it's fun. I mean, there's fun elements to it. It actually makes me sad. And I didn't want to make you sad that I didn't like this episode as much. Anything else you want to talk about on that episode?
No, but I do want to talk about my theory.
Okay, so let's do this real fast. So Boba Fett is back. Fennec Shand is back, Moff Gideon is back, and Cara Dune is back. All of those people are back, and then the character that Bill Burr plays is back. I love all of that. I think that we've moved the story forward in so many ways that it looks like a couple more seasons of stuff, but I wish they would have just taken a little more time on it and done it a little better. That's where I stand on that. So overall, I think it set up a lot of stuff that I'm excited about. And now I want to know from you guys. Well, she has a theory that she's been waiting to share in chat. I'd like to know from all you guys, what did you think of this? I think Adventures with VP didn't like it that much either. I think a couple of other people that liked it. Let me know. Did you love this episode? Did you not like this episode? What are your thoughts on it? And I'll read some of those as soon as she's done with her fan theory. So you got a fan theory about what's coming. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go.
So I think he stupidly chooses to break that guy out of Republic prison because he's not exactly on good terms with the New Republic.
Yes.
So I'm just saying that's a little stupid of him, but I do know he's kind of desperate to get Grogu back. So I think after he stupidly does that, you see Bo-Katan.
Because now I got my thing up.
You see Bo-Katan and the others after the way he helped them. They would have failed if it wasn't for him, so they kind of owe him a favor. I think he contacts them somehow and asks them to help him out get Grogu back.
Yeah.
Because they owe him a favor, and he practically risked his life to help them succeed their mission. He could have been killed if he had released the explosives in time. Because Beskar, as strong as it is, it cannot withstand at least 5 explosives that close. So just saying.
So I don't think I understand what you're saying. What are you saying is coming?
I'm saying he's going to do a team up with Bo-Katan and the others, and clearly
he's definitely building a team. There's no doubt. He's definitely building a team, and he's building a team to go against the Empire to go get Grogu.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
And I also think as soon as they see it's a team of mostly Mandalorians, they are going to start cowering because 2 Mandalorians are incredible. You've seen them in this episode. But 5, they're going to cower in fear of them.
You might be right. But if they've got the midichlorians, if they get a little Grogu blood and they put it into whatever they're building. By the way, the Dark Troopers were pretty cool looking.
Yes.
Then they look like the very first day. So Jon Favreau, right? Jon Favreau did Iron Man. Jon Favreau gets some Dark Troopers and turns them into Iron Man. I liked it, but I also thought it was a little corny, and I don't know why I didn't. So when Bryce Dallas Howard has the Razor Crest coming in as a homage to her daddy, Ron Howard, in Apollo 13, you know what we're talking about? We've talked about this before in the show. She's doing the scene to, hey, Dad, look at this. You know, it was very, very cool. Look the same to me. I love that. But then when I saw the Dark Troopers, I'm like, oh my gosh, those guys are so cool. Oh my gosh, this is Jon Favreau. Oh my gosh, this is Iron Man. It bugged me. And I don't know why I liked it with Bryce Dallas Howard and it bugged me with Jon Favreau. But you know what I'm talking about? When the Dark Troopers are coming out, they look like Iron Man.
Yes,
the director of this episode is the director of Iron Man.
Cool.
Did you know that?
Nope.
There you go.
Can I please get back to my Fury?
Of course, go ahead. But it was a bit choppy. The Dark Troopers looked amazing. All right, go ahead.
So anyways, I have a feeling a fight breaks out. They kind of all get into a bit of a crossfire, usual Mandalorian style fighting. I think maybe the main reason Bo-Katan and Mando team up is because they don't know it yet, but Bo-Katan and Mando, they have the same common enemy. And there's an old saying, two people with a common goal can accomplish a lot of things, but two people with a common enemy can accomplish more. Two people with a common enemy, basically, they work well together. So, I have a feeling they're going to work together. Bo-Katan gets back to Darksaber. She kills Moff Gideon. And then he gets Grogu back. But after he kind of freaks out because I have a feeling somewhere in the timeline, Mando's helmet gets knocked off in the blaster fights. So he freaks out. Bo-Katan stops him from doing something stupid. Basically, I think that's how they're going to end the season.
There you go. Adventures with VP. Well, first, my mom says the dialogue has been corny all year long. It's getting more and more corny, there's no doubt. Most of this episode was actually shot on mountain locations instead of on virtual sets. I think it looks to me like the hills of Southern California. I'm assuming I'm right, but I don't know that. But then the very next line in our chat, fun fact, the mountain scene was filmed in the hills of California. I'd love to know where. It's either in the Central Hills by Santa Margarita and all that, or I think maybe Chatsworth, like my mom said, again, where MASH and a lot of things were filmed. My daughter and I saw a TikTok about a year ago of a runner who came across them filming. I would love to know where. They are building the anticipation back, having Grogu captured so soon. No doubt. Let me get caught up in chat, sweetie, and then hey, Keith, what's going on? Is Grogu participating in any fights or something? Yes. Definitely. It was a decent episode, says Moments of Magic. Not as good as the last one, but it is building episode to the season final, which will probably be a cliffhanger that will bring in Thrawn. I saw some fan art of Benedict Cumberbatch as Thrawn. It would be awesome. Now, here's what I want to say. Hey, Shelly, what's going on, Shelly? How are you? On Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes is a website where people rate things, and it's not like I don't like, a lot of those, places to rate restaurants and local business and stuff, because those are just wine fests without the wine, the good kind of wine. But on Rotten Tomatoes, I find this interesting. Let's just read it. The episode received an approval rating of 100%. What? Well,
they expected it to be an action adventure with Mando, Baby Yoda, and by the episode, the tragedy, they expected something bad to happen. So
it had 12 critics reviewing it, and they gave it 100%. Average rating was 9.29 out of 10. The site's critics' consensus reads, thrilling, competent, and utterly heartbreaking. The tragedy is breathtaking television brilliantly realized by director Robert Rodriguez. Would you agree with him or her or them? You don't have to have my opinion. Say what you think.
Honestly, it's a bit of both. Like, I think the sets and the action scenes were really good, but you were right that there were a few rough patches, and the whole scene where Baby Yoda was full using his force powers and was completely exhausted,
and then takes a nappy nap right in time for them. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just saying that makes no sense.
IGN's Laura Prudhomme gave the episode 10 out of 10, calling it action-packed, mythology-heavy, and emotionally stirring, and praised Robert Rodriguez for his confident direction and eye for action. Keith Phipps of Vulture gave the episode 4 out of 5 stars, praising Boba Fett's characterization and calling the action sequence between Fett, Shan, and the Stormtroopers spectacular and smartly choreographed. Maybe I'm just really expecting a lot because I love this show.
Yeah.
I love Jon Favreau. I loved Iron Man. I mean, if you watch the very first Iron Man, it looks like the very same set kind of idea. They had him somewhere in the Middle East, and he gets captured. Whatever. I don't remember all the details. It was 100 years ago, but it felt like the first episode, the first movie of Iron Man. Very much, it felt like Escape to Witch Mountain to me. Escape to Witch Mountain meets Iron Man 1. I mean, I loved those movies when I was a kid. I think Obi-Wan Kenobi, Shelley, I know he is dead, but I think he will come back as a Jedi ghost, says Katrina. I'm a fan of Robert Rodriguez.
Force Ghost.
I didn't know who he was, but now I know the name, and I didn't like Sin City. My girls loved Shark Boy and Lava Girl and all that stuff that we talked about, so I didn't realize that was him until just a few minutes ago. So, Shelley, you think the Seeing Stone was not only a communicator, but a strength builder? Interesting. Well, perhaps. I'm looking forward to see what the Jedi show up.
You might be onto something.
You might be onto something.
Like,
I
know
agree.
for a fact that Grogu didn't want to leave Mando.
Was it a power up like in a video game?
That I think I know what happened.
Tell me more.
I think Grogu knew this could be used as a way to increase his power. Because it was a little strange suddenly seeing him with so much strength out of nowhere. I mean, we know he's been hiding his abilities, but he's so young. It's not normal for someone so young to have that much power. Just saying, it's not normal for someone that young to have that kind of abilities.
I mean, he's 50. It was a decent
but he's
episode.
Still technically a baby.
I mean, yeah.
So I think I know what happens. I think instead of using the Seeing Stone to reach out for the Force, I think he used it to absorb the Force to increase his power so he can protect Mando better and himself.
So Katrina and the chat is having a conversation. Pan's Labyrinth. Okay, there you go. The chat is having a conversation on which Jedi they think are going to show up. And the consensus in the chat,
there aren't very many Jedi left, so I don't think any will show up.
Well, one of them just said it could be Obi-Wan Kenobi as a Force ghost.
But he can't train Grogu. Training a Jedi requires you to be physically there. He's dead.
I think it's going to be one that is in the mythology, but we don't know from the movies because that's the kind of thing Dave Filoni is great at.
True.
Growing the universe, but the fan service of bringing back somebody we knew. And we actually did a little conversation. We had a little conversation this week about this exact thing. And we talked about maybe doing an episode about just all the Jedi who are alive. And there's an article on it.
There are very few I might want to.
Not a lot. There's not a lot. That's right. Wait, didn't someone say Grogu was hiding his powers to protect himself? That's a good point, Tina. You're right. Why not now? Why was he throwing the stormtroopers around? He only shows powers to those he trusts, not stormtroopers.
Or when he feels friend, or when Mando is in trouble.
I mean, that's fair. If he felt threatened, he's going to have to do it, right?
Yeah, because if Mando's not around to protect him, he has to use whatever he has, and that's his Force powers.
Katrina says, Mara, I think there is a backstory line with the Cara Dune with the New Republic. I come in this chat, mind the spoiler.
She used to be a rebel, just saying. So there could be that.
Gotcha. Keith says, I come in this chat, don't mind the spoiler. Good, because that's what we're doing. Hopefully I'll get Disney Plus. I hope you get it. Just wanting to kind of get preview described to me. I don't think I understand your question. We definitely went through the entire show. We went through the whole plot. If that's what you're saying, go back and listen to it. I don't think I understand what you're saying, Keith, but whatever. So overall, I would give this an episode a lot less than you. On a scale of 1 to 10, the excitement level is still high. The production level for me was a little rough. The story was a little rough. I can see clearly that people on the internet certainly love this episode. People in the chat certainly love this episode. You love this episode. On a scale of 1 to 10, what?
I'd give it 16 stones.
6 out of 6 seeing stones? I thought she said 16, but it was 6 seeing stones. Very cool. I love that. Okay. I'm going to give it a 4. I'll give it 4 little frog eggs. I don't know. I think
wrong episode.
Yeah, that's true. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I had fun, but I was disappointed. And I think my disappointment was how excited I've been for every episode. I did not love this episode, but it's episode 16 or 14 or whatever. You're not going to love every single one of them.
There's only 2 more episodes left before the season is over.
I'll be sad when it's done. If you told me it was the end, I'd be sad. If you told me I have to wait 9 months for another one, I'm going to be sad. So I still love this. I haven't jumped ship.
Just because it made one junky episode doesn't mean the
it's
entire
not
season's
junky. I
ruined.
mean, a lot of people loved it. I can tell you that I probably just don't like Robert Rodriguez style because I do think of it. I mentioned Escape from Witch Mountain. I mentioned some other things. I think that the Lava Boy, Shark Girl, Lava Boy
Shark
thing.
Boy and Lava Girl.
It does it reminds me of that. Well, there you go. There's why. And it reminds me
That's
of.
why I think I like it so much.
And I
Because it
like-
reminds me of a movie I used to watch
There
all the
you
time
go.
as little.
And I love Jon Favreau, but some of his stuff early on was a little rough, in my opinion, like the early Iron Mans, but it worked anyway. There you go.
After
Late
all, it was
again.
the Iron Man who started the entire Marvel universe. So just saying.
That's true. I mean, come on. And I love him. Sandy says late again, but we'll watch the rerun. I'm glad you're here, Sandy. The truth is, Jon Favreau's ideas are better than his implementation. If you want implementation, you want the Kevin Feige, the guy who's doing the Marvel stuff. He took the stuff that Favreau and others were doing, obviously Stan Lee stuff, and made it into great movies. So there's that. Mark says, I'm with you, Jeff. I think they will introduce another character. I think so too. Boba was awesome. I love Boba Fett. That was one of my favorite characters as a kid. But I can tell you why. Like me, like a lot of the young kids my age, we loved Boba Fett for a bunch of reasons because he had a whole story that we didn't know, so we could be very creative with it in our mind. I Am Boba Fett was set on my street all the time. We would run around playing games, and we would fight over who could be Boba Fett. Why? We could be whatever we wanted. I love that character. I'm pretty excited to see that. But the passion for Boba Fett and all the freedom we had to make him who he was means whatever direction they take him, we're not going to like it because it's not where we would have went. Boba couldn't fit in all his armor. I know that was pretty cool too, though.
That was funny.
And I liked how they used the thing that Boba Fett had up there, because first time we got to see that. He had too many Bantha burgers. I've had too many Bantha burgers. Hey, Kadani Sean in the house, what's going on, my man? That, which is a perfect segue, reminds me, Kadani Sean a couple of days ago was my highlighted new Disney creator on 25 Days of Disney Creators. And today's Disney creator will be, I either set it for 10 or 10:15. It's going to premiere in either 9 minutes or 15 minutes after that. So please go check that out. I'm really enjoying doing that. And I hope you guys check that out. Mars says Keith hasn't seen the episodes because he doesn't have Disney. But okay, he's getting tidbits. Oh, I see. I gotcha. Makes sense. Ahsoka said the Seeing Stone would help Grogu decide his fate. Which isn't good because the Seeing Stone basically put him in the hands of the bad guys.
Yeah.
I think there's been lots of hints that Grogu's going to potentially go the wrong way. I think Ahsoka has said so. Ahsoka, look at your face.
Technically, Dad.
We're going to have a fight. You tell me Baby Yoda's bad and I'm going to she's not going to talk to me the rest of the day. I think that there's going to be a pull and tug because all the stuff. He doesn't trust a lot of people. He's had some bad stuff happen. He got pulled away from somebody. Ahsoka said, I sense much fear. That's kind of a hint for don't train him, Anakin.
Exactly. You see, I think I know what's going on. I think maybe Moff Gideon tries to teach him how to use his powers like Sith, but the problem is he's not a Sith. But I think the reason Ahsoka refuses to train him was because she refused to take him away from Mando because she had saw how clearly attached he had gotten to her.
I'm actually scared to disagree with you because I feel like you're going to get mad at me and maybe eat me like a little baby frog egg. It can only
I can't eat you. You're too fluffy.
It can only get better. They just stepped down a peg on how amazing Mandalorian is. Bloomin' Cheesin'. I agree with that exactly. How's the hand coming along? Yeah, Sean, how you feeling, buddy? Hope you're doing good. Adventures by D in the house. What's going on? Cool. Looking forward to today's creator. Adventures by D, our creator. Was that yesterday? I think Adventures by D was our creator yesterday. I'm really enjoying it. I hope you guys are too. But with the multiple sects of Mandalorians, don't let it take away from your imagination. Good point. Good point. I like that. Now, why did Moff ask the child if he wanted the black saber? I think he was mocking him. What did I say?
Black saber. It's dark.
I was just reading. Katrina, I think that's a good point, and I think he was mocking him.
Yeah, he was definitely mocking him. He was definitely mocking him. Just like Bo-Katan mocked Mando in one of the earlier episodes.
Yeah. Ahsoka didn't want to take him away from Mando, like Anakin was taken from his mother. Mando's trying to dump him off, people. Now, he's loving him.
He has no choice, Dad. He's bound by his code to do so. I mean, he clearly cares, so he's trying to find someone that he knows for fact will take good care of him.
My point is, separation is built into the story.
Yeah, so I have a feeling something's going to change, and he and Mando.
So if he's already been separated, and now he's been hiding who he is, And now the whole Empire's chasing him. And then he really likes this Mando guy. And Mando lets him go.
Accidentally. He did not mean to lose him.
The whole point is for him to drop him off.
Yeah,
Telling
good
you.
point.
Telling you. Mandalorian influence will create a tug of war between the light and the dark side. Moff Gideon versus the Mandalorian. Exactly. From Tina. Exactly. So let's end it. We got 6 minutes left in our 45-minute show. 10 o'clock my time, 11 o'clock Eastern time is when we end. And again, today I've got my 25 days of creator that will be going. There's a premiere, so you're welcome to come in. Please check out all the creators. Give them some love. Also tomorrow night, Creator Talk Live. Me and Lynn talk about this thing that is creating on YouTube. It's a lot of fun. I want to know how Boba Fett escaped the Sarlacc. Yeah, right? Can we get to that? Exactly. Adventures by D. Exactly. Remember when we lost Boba Fett in the very beginning of Return of the Jedi, was it not?
Yeah, it was the very beginning.
And he bangs in the wall and flops down, and he's going to be digested for 10,000 years or whatever.
Yeah. I guess he somehow managed to get rid out of the Sarlacc and in the process lost his armor. Because Beskar, it's practically indestructible. It can be worn out, but it can't be destroyed. So that's why the armor's lasted so long.
I need to get me some of that.
It is pretty cool.
So what do you think? Have we said everything you wanted to say, everything about your fan fiction idea or this episode? You clearly liked the episode more than me. I liked it a lot, but it was a little rough in patches. You liked it a lot more and are really excited about next episode. You told them what you think's happening next episode or what you think's going to happen in the future is what you shared. Okay.
What I think is going to happen in the future.
So do you have any ideas for what will happen in the next episode?
I think Mando's going to get very obsessive on getting Baby Yoda back. And I think...
Obsessive? Oh, okay.
And I also think he runs into Bo-Katan and the others. And he asks them to help out because they owe him a favor.
Depends on if they take it from the books and use it as canon. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting conversations online about that. Tommy says, don't forget to watch Godmother. Interesting. So we watched this and we watched Mulan yesterday, which we haven't talked about in this show. We're going to do a review. I'm going to do my premiere in like 4 minutes, and then we're going to film our review of Mulan for you. And I'll post it. I don't know. I'll post it today or tomorrow. But after we talked about doing that, and you were excited about that still, you said you were. Then I said, we can also watch Godmother together. And you don't seem to be very interested in watching it. It looks pretty funny.
I just don't want to watch it.
Okay. Well, I will. Next episode is going to be getting that guy out of prison. I hope so. I love Bill Burr. I hope so. I'm going to watch it today, Tommy. I think we've done enough damage here. I had fun. Did you have fun?
Yeah.
And I hope you guys had fun. I love you guys. Really horrible thumbnail today. So sorry about that. I had a little problem and I was running out of time, so I wanted to go with the show. I don't know if any of you guys care, but I'll fix the thumbnail for anybody on Team Replay. If you're on Team Replay and you stayed all the way in, thank you so much. Please let me know in the comments, #Team Replay, that you watched, especially all the way to the end. If you're here live, whether you're a member of the channel like Sean and Corner Sports and Tina, or you're brand new, and maybe it's your first time ever here, I appreciate every single one of you. I know she does. I love The Mandalorian, but I love it on another level now because I can do this with you. And I love your ears, which we didn't talk about. Before we go, you want to tell them about your ears?
Yeah, these are ears that you can only get, usually you can only get them in the Hawaiian resort, but they got transferred into California. Yeah.
Okay. I don't think I knew that. Maybe I think
usually you can only
actually
get these at the Hawaiian resort. They have a tag from the Hawaiian resort.
Oh, it's from the Olani, but we bought it somewhere else?
Yeah, we bought it.
There you go.
Yeah, we bought them on, I think it was California, but it might have been Florida.
Well, they're beautiful.
I was with my cousins time, so pretty sure it was California.
I don't know, but I love them. I think they're cool.
Yeah, I like to wear these whenever we go to the Poly. Because Hawaiian Flowers, Hawaiian Resort.
We haven't been to Olani yet someday.
Oh,
anyway.
Poly, the Polynesian Resort.
Oh, the Polynesian. Oh, yeah. Gotcha.
Although we've seen the Hawaiian Resort is pretty high on my list. I really want to see it.
Absolutely. Yeah, they are beautiful, right? Tina says pretty ears. All right. Guys, I love you guys for letting me do this with her. I love how many comments I get throughout the week. I got like 12 yesterday about how excited they were to hear what Reagan had to say about the episode. And that makes my day. But when I tell her about it, it makes her day too. So I love you guys so much for doing this. Thanks for letting us do this together. Anything you want to say to our friends?
Have a distastic day.
Premiere for today's 25 Days of Creators is coming up either in a minute or in 15 minutes. I don't remember what I placed it, so I'm going to go there right now. And then again, we will film together, me and her, our review of Mulan, which we watched last night on Disney Plus. And I think I've got a home day. I think I'm open, so I'll probably post that tonight. But we'll just see. Love you all. Have the best day ever. Have fun storming the castle. And John Favreau, listen to Dave Filoni on the next one, okay? Laser Cat, what's going on, my friend? How's it going? Is the dark saber an element of Grogu's history before he was taken and hidden? I don't know. We'll have to talk about that on the next episode of Good Morning Disney. Reaction review to The Mandalorian next week. Same time?
Yes. Always.
Love you all. Have the best day of Dreamers Empire. What's going on? Been in ninja mode. Nice episode. Thank you. Love it. Love it. Love it. You guys rock. Everybody say hi to Dean. I hate leaving when Dean pops in, but it's time to go. Again, 25 Days of Disney Creator episode starting shortly. Have the best day ever. Have a great weekend and Merry Christmas.
And we
have spoken. That's right.